Nothing else could be so dangerous and competent.
Just kind of sighs and gives up on looking.
Uh,
Well, Jordan, you're 2 for 2 on cars now.
Hey, the other one was an accident. This time it was ineptitude.
Oh, this one wasn't an accident?
No, this one was ineptitude. I didn't have to floor it.
Totally
But
not an
I did,
accident.
because
I
of
meant to hit that silo.
No, ineptitude.
Well, now that we have a moment to look around a little better, what do we see here? A couple buildings,
White.
silos.
Couple buildings. You guys currently try
White.
to, hole up in a shed. There's a tractor here,
I see bandages.
along with a few trailers. If you wanted to try to hitch it to it, if you wanted to haul any sort of thing, like
Yeah, we
the
can hitch
metal.
it to our busted ass SUV.
Yeah, you got some lockers full of basic work clothes to try to keep things sealed if you want to go diving in the silos.
Alternatively, we could have Tony drive the tractor and all of us ride bikes.
So, you telling me that you don't want to make any progress?
Hey, tractors can move at a decent clip when you floor it.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I've totally.
Especially
Hey,
if
on the-
you've
on the
got,
bri- on the bright side,
Especially when
tractors
you've
can
got a
just run over
goddamn
zombies.
lunatic driving it.
Mm-hmm.
Tractor
Until
can
you
just-
wrecked that, yes.
Hey, I got to the other side of town.
Hey, all I'm saying is
I
one
will
more
say, you
wreck
did an
and Tony
excellent
stops
job
being a
getting to
problem.
the church. Excellent job getting to the church.
got straight to the church, crashed into a grain silo.
I'm just saying,
Many good
To-
rolls there.
Tony crashes like that one more time, and we're not going to need to worry about him anymore.
Oh god.
So, give him whatever vehicle he needs.
You let him crash.
This is his last shot.
No, here's the thing. Tony has taken a shit ton of damage this entire game, but he's always just sort of bounced back from it.
And he bounced back stronger.
There's
Kind of did.
There's a while everyone else is in their sort of la la land, their reverie, just sort of reflecting around, just sort of reflecting on the situation. There's a voice which echoes from fairly close, actually, say on the other side of a tractor. Male, an aged voice, says, "If you guys could keep it down out here, that would be greatly appreciated. I don't have all the ammunition in the world."
Tony's just gonna light up a cigarette. Because that's what you do when you have
Does
severe
Kathlyn
lacerations, right?
recognize him at all, but she hasn't been home, so I don't know if she would.
No, she would definitely recognize that voice, and turning as the slow crunch of boots walks out from the side of the trailer. It is, and this is going to be funny for Kat, the most eligible bachelor in Summer Meadow. This gentleman, early 50s, graying hair, is an absolute fucking rake. He looks so damn suave as the zombie apocalypse did not harry his physical features in the slightest. This is Thomas Clady, one of the sons of Bill Clady, a gallant and rake with far too much time on his hands. After over 2 decades of service in the United States Marine Corps, he retired with the rank of gunnery sergeant and returned home to do absolutely nothing but chase women. Well, to be fair, women do a fair bit of chasing him. One would think he'd have relocated to a larger city, but no, he's a permanent fixture of Summer Meadow life and gossip, even in his early 50s.
Hey, Mr. Clady. Saw your house.
His eyes just sort of squint. Little Kathlyn?
Yeah, hi. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Wasn't expecting to see you either. It's been quite some time. I certainly did not think we'd be meeting in such circumstances as seeing a vehicle skid along the off-road over bodies into one of the silos.
I can assure you I wasn't driving, though.
He totally meant to do that.
Thomas's eyes shift from cat over to the head that's swaddled in bandages.
Fur.
I see.
Apparently, he didn't want to wear the seatbelt.
Mm.
Well, Thomas is actually a bit friendlier upon seeing Kathlyn. He approaches several steps closer and I didn't think I was actually occupied. I didn't think I would have any company out here. I thought I was all alone, other than the damn military types swarming about the place.
Military types.
Speaking of
The government!
Eugene,
Thomas's head rotates slowly to look over at Potman.
The government
Don't-
has
Don't
been setting
mind
up a
him. He's
perimeter,
just- Eugene,
and there are people
Eugene,
in
stop,
hazmat
stop.
suits
Eugene,
Please
stop.
stop.
and unmarked helicopters and...
Eugene, just calm down.
Do we have a problem, friend?
No,
Don't
sir.
mind him. He's got a few problems, but nothing we can't handle.
The nose just sort of twitches a little bit on Thomas's face. Ah, yes. Gotta run and hide in something when these take hold, I understand. Although, I don't recognize you, son. You aren't by chance one of the moody kids I never heard about, are you?
No?
Nah, Mr. Clady, these guys are from out of town.
I see. A rather admirable sort. I should introduce myself then. My name is Thomas Clady. I was a fine gentleman of this establishment here until... Hands go up to the left and to the right. Until I was called back into service by all of my friends and those I had rejected over the years coming up against me.
Fletch will take a step forward and offer his hand and to shake.
All right.
Said, Jeremy Fletcher, I'm a bit of a traveling critic. He says with a smile.
So
Thomas's
Matt,
eyes
government?
flick to the appearance of Fletch, the armaments. He's scared. Yes, a traveling critic, I am most sure.
He just maintains the smile.
And let me guess, the gentleman behind you is Mummy, and the paranoid that's like Pothead.
You're not too far off.
pretty close.
Thought not.
The name is Bulldog MacGannigan. Or, if you prefer, Freight Train MacGannigan. Choo choo.
Frady here has seen some things in his time.
Really, yes, Freight Train. I imagine you must move like one given the accuracy you were having with firing that gun, son.
I just roll right over him.
You've done a fantastic job. Are you sure you weren't the driver of that, friend?
No,
Yes.
that was really the mummy over there.
There's definitely Glasshead here.
Thomas looks over at Kathlyn. Well, what brings you back here? How are your parents?
She just stops talking after that and looks down.
For,
Actually
for,
drops the bat.
for the first time, Thomas, his face, falls I see. I'm very sorry we have all lost many friends and dear ones. I am not quite sure what have happened to my own parents. Don't suppose by chance you've bumbled into Bill Clady, my father, while you've been out, have you?
Not as such. We saw his house.
No one inside?
These guys might be able to tell you a bit better about what happened there. I only came through today in that house.
Thomas cocks an eyebrow and looks over the gentleman of the group.
Fletch just shrugs.
Potman
That
actually
was
leans
before
over
I
to her
got
and
there.
says, "Was that the house with the boat in the basement?"
Yes, Potman. It was the house with a boat in the basement.
Thomas's ears perk up. Yes, my father's pipe dream. I have no idea how the hell he planned to get out of there. He never told me. Always his great secret.
Well,
we
it's not getting out now.
When we arrived there was no one in the house, and we sort of holed up in there because of This.
We turned that boat into barricades.
We barricaded the place, held out.
I see.
Shit went south, we had to leave.
A necessary decision, but you did not see any fallen. Perhaps he is still alive.
I mean,
I wouldn't know what he looked.
I
I wouldn't know what he looks
what
like.
to look for on the zombies.
Tom. I
Yes.
did hear that they met Father Blackman.
The eyebrows lift up. Ah, yes, Charlie. Of course, he's still alive.
And she's actually going to say, I found this holding up the sword in the church.
Thomas gives this the quirk of amusement on his face. Really?
Well,
Yeah.
From what I hear, the man's quite the holy crusader.
What is he, a Templar? Did he have a fountain of gold down there too?
No,
No
just a bunch
gold,
of guns.
I don't doubt that he believes himself to be one. Guy's always been a bit.
Well, Charlie is after fighting. Well, we all handled it in our own ways.
So, how long you been holding out over here in the silos?
Pretty much since I noticed that things were going a bit awry here in the town. I packed up all my shit out of my house and thought that this would be a viable location. I'd have a good view of the surrounding terrain. None of these, whatever the hell they are, would be able to get to me. It seems they're too stupid to even scale a flight of stairs, much less ladders or an entire building. Besides, those damn cows look mean.
Not as
They
bad as.
are,
They're not so bad.
but it's the rats.
Really? I suppose I had seen a few scurrying about. I did not pay them much mind.
Yeah, I'd
They can
I'd
just
pay 'em a
pop
lot
right
more
out of
mind
the
to
wall
them.
at you.
Huh.
They're not to be trusted.
These guys here had lost someone, got bit by a rat.
I see. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
Bites?
at least
One
that's
bite.
how it seems like it works.
Maybe more than one.
Have any of you been bitten?
I haven't
Kat's
been
gonna
bitten.
shake her head.
I might not look like shit, but I haven't been bitten.
No, you just went flying out of a windshield. It's perfectly alright.
Yeah, and then I had my leg cut up by a
Really? You're lucky. Weren't you wearing your seatbelt?
Fuck no.
Of course not.
Says,
Perfect reaction. Oh my god.
The man surrounded by all his friends and loved ones. Well, I suppose not in your case. Mummy head.
The name is Tony.
Tony. What do you do, Tony?
I
And
own and
now
operate.
it's the advertisement.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I operate and run Trusty Tony's used car emporium up in Romero.
Oh, the little shit that Jim has been trying to stamp out of existence for years. Right.
I have a phone. I actually have a phone call right now. I actually didn't answer this.
Okay, it's fine.
I'll be right back.
Usually, Tony gets mutterings about fucking Jim Moody or whatever. Fucking cutting to my profits.
Hey, I mean, at least he doesn't make you sign any papers and you can pay in cash.
Exactly. Very well then. If good father's still alive, that is reasonable and reassuring enough. I'm sure he can survive whatever this is. Where's he at?
They said he was holed up in the school.
That would be a reasonable enough place. That's very close to where he lives, so he'd be able to scurry over there quickly. Probably has manned up some kind of fortress there. For the children.
Something like that.
he's not actually. No,
What?
nothing.
No.
Never paid.
No,
much-
he's not Catholic. Come on. Come on.
So that Fletch will
Catholic.
actually laugh a little bit.
Come on. Thomas extends his hands out. Come on.
Plus, I heard they were all girls, so they're cool.
Those Girl Scouts were scary. Okay, They were mean, and they meant business.
I mean, your freight train bulldog MacGannigan. Why couldn't you handle them?
I'm not gonna fight some little girls.
I wouldn't think you need to. Just your aura of dominance and supremacy would put them in their place.
I guess it must have.
Make fun of Eugene all you want. Tony sure does, but he can hold his own when he has to.
I am sure. These times, I'm sure, could motivate people to achieve things they never thought. Both for the better and for the worse. Now, I am curious how you all planned on getting out of town, what with the...
Well, we were going to drive an SUV.
Well, the bodies are piled up quite a bit, and there is the military blockade just, about a mile up the road.
Yeah, you mentioned them. We've heard them flying around. We saw a guy in town that we think might be with them, but we hadn't really seen him yet.
Yeah, I've spotted the copters too, and from my vantage point in the binoculars, I can get a good vision. They set up about, what was it, Monday, I think it was? They're just all poured streaming in. Looked like National Guard types, CDC, maybe FEMA's out there too, but it makes sense, but I heard the nonsense on the radio.
Yeah, a mudslide or some shit.
I imagine that's just a way for them to isolate off this region until they figure out whatever the fuck happened here.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
It's fine.
It's like this guy is speaking my language.
This Potman just like
Say it out loud.
just like utter that.
He's saying that out loud.
Yeah. And Thomas looks around
Just
and says,
looks over at Potman, like,
Well-
incredulously.
"Well, even
I have
a-
been trying to tell these people that all this time.
Look, when the boy cries wolf so many times, eventually they stop paying attention."
I've been crying this one thing the whole time.
Yeah, but we hadn't actually seen any of it.
Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah.
And after he like finishes muttering about like Jim Moody and money and shit, Jim Moody, come to think about it, has been a thorn in your side operating this region because he's an impeccable businessman, always honest, great customer reviews.
So he's the exact
But hey,
opposite of Trusty
Basically,
Tony.
he's 92, fucker hasn't kicked the bucket yet.
But hey, Tony doesn't require people to sign anything and lets them pay in cash.
That's not
Maybe
always
in
a
cash,
good
and you could
thing.
drive it off the lot today.
Thomas says, but yes, about a mile up the road, I can't imagine they would have let you through, even if you somehow got through the obstacle course out there. Cars just littered all over the place, people stopping to see their friends and loved ones, only to get ripped apart.
So tell me, Tom, what are you planning to do if this doesn't blow over?
Oh, I imagine eventually the military is gonna move in. I don't think any of these damn... whatever the hell they are can reach me up there. I think I can hold out just fine. As I imagine the father can. I tried to save some other folks, but
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Nice.
unfortunately I can't save them from their own bright decisions, like
Mm-hmm.
slow soybean shower continues outside.
I know at least two of us wore our seatbelts in that.
So, what are you gonna do when they decide to just scorched earth?
Thomas looks at Eugene, shrugs and says, I don't think that's gonna happen, but then again I didn't think everyone I ever loved would rise back from the grave.
I haven't seen a single living animal in town. Even the rats are getting infected. They're not going to be able to clear that place out without doing that.
No, and they've been slowly fanning out as well, as I imagine their food or whatever the hell they're
Slowly?
doing. They've been slowly fanning out, yes. I've picked off what I could around here. I imagine the perimeter of the military has caught quite a few others.
I
You
doubt
don't
we're
happen to
catch
see any
every-
birds acting funny, have you?
And Thomas shakes his head, no, but then again, if this can supposedly get into the rats as well, I don't think they'd be looking for little rats to get past their quarantine.
The deer, the rats. It's not quarantined.
They're gonna burn this whole thing to the ground. That's what the government
I don't
does.
think that would help. We saw deer in town, and I see another corpse over here. If the deer are gotten, I don't think they've been paying enough attention on their border. They couldn't have enough troops to keep.
I don't know about all that, but if just one animal snuck past, and if this thing supposedly transmits through a bite, whatever it is, then you might have a point.
It seems to move pretty quickly.
Moves faster than rabies.
I haven't been here for a long time, but is there any way we could... I doubt the government's telling anyone what they need to know. Any way we can get a radio signal out from here?
Thomas frowns and says, "No, the radio's just stopped working just a short amount of time ago. It's the damn weirdest thing.
They're jamming it.
Static's just... I don't think so. I haven't detected anything on that front."
Just kind of look back at Eugene and shake my head like, it really isn't the time.
This is like Eugene's birthday. This guy's taking the things he's saying seriously.
Yes, but this guy is ex-military. He loves his government and country.
At any rate, I do not think that it is jamming, no. But I couldn't plausibly identify what the hell it is. Only that if they wanted to jam the signals, they would have done that much sooner when they first moved in. If they were terrified about any news getting out.
Unless they didn't know how bad it was yet.
At this point, they have to know. That might be why it could have come up.
Thomas's chin just sort of like hardens, like the mouth like draws into a thin line, and he glowers. Sort of like that absolutely like pretty boy face, just like glowers menacingly at Eugene.
Eugene cringes away.
We ran across a man in a hazmat suit. He had a Geiger counter, but it was broken. He was dead, of course. But
I had seen the types moving around. Damnedest thing, they're just clunking around so slow as they head into the town. I would have thought their damn helicopter rides would tell them that shit's gone to hell in Summer Meadow. But no, there they go, ferrying on to their little deaths. I imagine that's not the first individual who's died such a fate. Either by bites or stupid exhaustion. As if you could wear such a thing in June. Out
either
here.
way, though, they're not coming back to their own.
But I do imagine they have heard survivors. At the very least, they must know I am up here. Bodies just wouldn't suddenly... Well... like, I don't know what they think sometimes.
Well, mister, I gotta say, thanks for the help, but we're not really looking to stick around here.
But of course not. I was not exactly suggesting that you do so.
Oh, no. You happen to know anywhere that might have another mountain bike we could commandeer?
Thomas shrugs his shoulders like, I would have said the church, or really, not the church. He shakes his head. The school, or some other place where they would have had a fitting bike. I really couldn't tell you. That's not exactly something I looked for.
Yeah, I understand. Just seems the best way might be to cut through the woods to get out of here.
And any locations I give you, there are quite a few people who tried to bolt out of here in one way or another.
You have any idea what happened down at the gas station?
He shudders at that and that was actually the signal that shit had all gone to hell for me. I had not exactly known what was happening, but a great fiery explosion. I sort of shrugs. I'm not exactly sure. I never bothered to travel that far down there.
Would Kat have known about that explosion, or was she coming in slightly after?
No, she definitely would have heard the massive sort of explosion, and then the great fire that raged down there in the southern edges.
Would that have been before or after the delicious parents?
That would have probably much been at the same time.
Okay.
Same way Fletch heard it from the diner, but didn't see what happened.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. and says, "No, I'm unfamiliar with that. I was not in the area, thank goodness."
Well, we'll definitely try to be quiet here, but if you don't mind, we could kind of hole up until our friend here stops bleeding all over himself at least.
Thomas leans around like, "So long as you don't attract any more attention."
Well,
I don't want that any
can't
more
see
than you do.
any new attention, but there may still be some stragglers, unless you didn't see any from up there.
I'll keep a lookout. We'll keep a lookout.
Since who is he? Does he indicate who
No.
he's talking about when he says we?
Nope.
You wouldn't happen to have a spare set of binoculars laying around, would you?
He chuckles.
Fletch says with a smile.
I would have thought a traveling critic like you would have managed to acquire those as a result of his necessary need to inform others of his opinions.
That's what writing's for.
Ah, not the bird critic that I take.
Food critic.
I see. Rodney's attract a lot of attention.
Not so much. I don't think it will be after this either.
Perhaps not. Oh, the moody business empire has gone down so fast.
Well, there's
Hopefully
something
since
for
the
Tony to
windows
feel
got
good
kicked
about.
Might be a set of binoculars around here somewhere. I don't know. I don't have any to spare.
We'll try to quietly take a look.
Okay. Fletch can go into process of that. And, while that's taking place, Thomas will just sort of, fucking melt, like, back into the shadows. Like, one moment he's there, and then all of a sudden, like, wait, he stopped talking. Where'd he go?
Just melts into the
rakes.
ground.
Nah.
Oh my god.
It's just like, Cat would know that he was always very light on his feet. You know, he's a few inches, shorter than Cat for sure, and definitely much thinner, but, he just sort of, like, melts into the, like, the
What's this
background
supposed
and
to
just,
mean?
boom, just blends out of existence.
Definitely much thinner. What are you saying
Yeah.
about Cat?
Not saying that she has a strength of 4, she's very muscular. She's a big lady. She fucking crush your neck.
I was gonna make a different reference, but okay.
Sure. Looks like there's an old set of beat-up
Like
binoculars sitting on a stand, Fletch.
I'll wipe the lenses off, make sure they're all intact, and take it.
Yeah? Okay.
Then head back to the group.
Okay. It's about 7 p.m. by this point. Sun's still up in the sky. It is in June. Getting a little bit cooler, mercifully. But you all don't have access to air conditioner anymore.
So, how do we get past the military?
Go off road.
You
These
think
are-
they
these
won't
are-
be in the woods?
I think it'll be a lot thinner in the woods. I mean, definitely they're going to be
All right.
watching the road, but if we're looking to get past them,
Yeah, no, okay.
wait until night maybe or dusk. Try to shoot past them.
Want to do it when it's still light enough out that we can
Yeah,
see.
or maybe we could do it in the morning, right before or right as the sun's coming up or something.
I don't know. Just
Yes,
I
do
don't
it.
want
Try
to
to
use a
shoot.
flashlight in there at night if we're trying to hide from people.
Let's do it early morning then,
That'd be
right
best
as we
time.
get first sun. Totally
only
just
got
gonna
3
shoot
bikes.
past them. Well, yeah, we need another one, or
Hey,
whatever you guys were trying to do with Tony on those handlebars. He says with a grin.
I think it's only a matter of time before they start moving in.
the government or the zombies?
At that moment, Potman is the first to pick this up. the thumping whir of helicopter blades outside. In the air. Appears to actually be more than one. Or sounds like it.
Oh, Jesus.